You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Revenge After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Revenge After Show.
Welcome, everybody. Bing is for doing, and we're here. Where's my music, Ronnie? There we go. There we go, Ronnie. I love it. I love it. There's our Revenge theme song.
Very dramatic theme song.
Yes. Bing is for doing, and we're here doing another Revenge After Show for Season 1, Episode 20, called Legacy. Aptly titled, I believe. And let me go around the panel and introduce everybody. I am, of course, Phil Svitek, joined alongside
Gabrielle Loren.
Dorinda Barker.
Kimlai Yingling.
And joining us, you've remembered her from past episodes. Back again, the one, the only, Katherine Tulich. Welcome back, Katherine.
We love you.
Welcome back.
We're so happy
I'm a
you're
guest
back.
star now.
Yeah, right.
You are our guest host.
How have you been, Katherine? You've seen the past 4 episodes.
I did a marathon last night, actually.
To catch up?
To catch up everything.
You know, we just
Wow.
aim to be as busy as you are. It's ridiculous.
But that's good. Now, as we were talking, it's all fresh in your mind, so you're going to bring that kind of perspective. And, that's one of these things when you watch these shows. I prefer to watch it back to back to back, but at the same time, I don't want to wait till the end of the season to do that.
Yeah,
So-
Right.
exactly. I know. But yeah, I did the catch-up one, which kind of gave you all the backstory. And then I
Nice.
did the faller, and then now there's another backstory. Oh, my God, I feel like I'm
Well,
just
let me speak to
revenged
this.
out.
Is
I'm
it
gonna-
more confusing or just better on the perspective aspect of it?
Well, I think I know so much now about the backstory that I don't need to know anymore.
Well, precisely.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going
Yeah.
to say. I'm going to both criticize and praise the show at the same time.
Okay.
And here's why. I didn't need this episode. Why? Because in the present day, as it may be, I'm getting so much action, and the actions that they're taking, I'm getting the backstory through that. And so to take an episode like this, to reveal all this stuff, like, yeah, it's nice. It's some nice, trivial info, but I don't need it to move the story forward.
I think right now we're seeing a lot of validation of what we've brought into this after show, what we've been saying, we've been noticing our perspectives and takes on the characters, their relationships. I think now it's just the validation of them doing the flashbacks. And I agree with you, Phil. It's a little unnecessary, but then there's also parts to it that kind of leaves a little bit of a story that's open, I feel like, with certain comments they make where I could be like, I have a prediction on that and where that's going to go.
Right.
With little small details, and maybe I'll even mention that in our predictions, but I think there's certain things about it that are good, but for the most part, I agree with you.
And storytelling in general, it's the way it was taught to me, at least. It's all the when you write something, you want to tell everything because of the things that you leave out. And if people can really understand, basically the characters' lives, and if it's a movie, an hour and a half to 2 hours. With what you're presenting them, then they get it. In this TV show, I get their lives. I don't need these things. It was nice, but and I'm only saying that because their writing is so good that I get everyone's world. I've already gotten it, so I didn't need this. But nevertheless, it was entertaining.
But also, I think we've seen another side of Emily. Don't you guys agree?
That was nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
Amanda.
Yeah.
We can call her Amanda, I guess, for this episode.
No,
'cause she was
no,
Amanda.
it's gonna get
No,
so
no,
confusing.
yeah.
No, wasn't she Mandy?
Mandy.
she was
yes,
Mandy
she was.
for a little bit.
But even her mannerisms, her demeanor, like even when she was in the restaurant, the Chinese restaurant, her and Nolan, did you see the way she was eating? Like everything about her.
Oh my gosh.
It was like from where she has come to now, Like she was eating like she was in prison, like how people in prison eat.
Right.
And very
like an animal.
But we kind of know when she's got the dark hair that she's like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if that was anything sort of like that we didn't expect to see.
But it was showing her character more as that person.
Yeah.
And not that we didn't expect it, but you didn't expect they were really going to go there, down to like even the way she ate, to the way she took care of things. And we've seen her with the brown hair as a brunette, but we never saw really what she was before then, because we've seen her with the brown hair, but as her dressed up.
And also, sorry, Kimlai.
No, go ahead.
You want to go first? Okay. So I was just going to say that, like, aside from that stuff, I also noticed her innocence in this episode. And yes, and she has come a lot farther, obviously, through the end of the season. But you see the side of her that's more, like, vulnerable and sweet. And there was, like, a quote I wrote down that she actually said towards the end of the episode on the patio when she was crying to Nolan on the phone. Do you guys remember what she said there at that very moment?
I
It was
don't.
like, it was very heartfelt, and I was just, it was very
look
relatable.
it up. To speak to your point,
God, I'm sorry, help me. And she was crying. That's what it was. And
Because she realized her father's innocence.
but like at the same time, she was like, I'm sorry and help me. She was saying, help me. So she is so troubled and tortured by what has happened in her life. And obviously now she's seeking revenge and she's become a very cold person. But it's so crazy to see how deeply she's been placed into this whole revenge plot and how deep she is now.
You guys, I think, okay, my opinion. I mean, I know that you guys, both of you don't feel that this episode was necessary. For my opinion, I do think this episode is necessary because it gave us the background of Jack. It gave us the background of when Victoria and David's
Jack and the
relation. Okay, you guys, whoa. You know, I was like, woo, Jack, and then I saw that. It's like, ooh, not good with that flashback. But it gave the background of when the relationship started between David and Victoria, which we really didn't know. And it gave the background of Grayson and Lydia. My God, I didn't know that they were having sex on New Year's Eve. So it gave us that background because we didn't know when that relationship started.
But the point is, did you
and
need
the father,
to know?
Why not?
I don't know.
I think it put all the pieces together now.
Catherine, what are your thoughts? And then we'll talk about Jack and Nolan.
I tend to think it was definitely a filler episode because how many episodes do they have to write? I sort of
This
feel
is
like
the 20th.
Yeah, I mean, my feeling was, okay, we need a filler episode.
So I could have just watched it by myself.
And any of those flashbacks they could have incorporated into another plot line. I mean, we didn't need a whole.
I do agree with that.
Yeah. So you could, and I mean, and I kept what you were saying as we were watching it, I kept thinking, no, there might be a big reveal. There might be a big reveal. And I don't know if we really got a big reveal. Like, I thought there might be a point to all that flashback because there was something really.
Roger?
Yeah. Well,
that was a point that we never saw before.
Well, Treadwell was a point with him.
Yeah.
The note, but
I don't know if there was anything that they needed to do in that. Like, I think they could have. We could have seen that in flashbacks that they could have incorporated in the current
why do you think they
plot line.
didn't just? Sorry, Dorinda.
Yeah,
no, it's okay. I want to hit on something that Gabby said before we get too far off the point. Back to where you were saying on her innocence,
right?
Even to the point of her wanting to really stick it to the Graysons, she really thought she could just do it. Like she wasn't very, as she is now, very calm about it, calculating everything. It was more like, bull in the china shop.
Like what she said in the bar. She said that in the bar about drinking tea with Nolan, remember? I don't think that far ahead. That's what she said.
And it got to the point
anymore.
where she didn't even read the books, the journals. She never read the journals because she really thought her dad was that person that everyone portrayed him to be. Then when she started reading the journals, and everything, but going back to what you were saying in her innocence, she really thought it was going to be that easy until she saw what happened to Roger Halstead and realized it was not going to be that easy.
Here's what it's like. I equated to a kid on a basketball court who now is all of a sudden going up against Michael Jordan. Like, all right, yeah, you may be able to do a layup on against your friends. All right, then Michael Jordan just comes in and swats that ball away.
And that's why she had to get all her training from Takeda.
That's
yes,
right.
and I think Nolan.
That's the
I think
backstory
Nolan introduced her to. I thought we were going to see Takeda tonight. I think that would have been a great.
Can I just just off the
No,
point.
go ahead.
No, I actually met Takeda at a party.
You
I was so excited.
This is where we need that.
You're just in with the revenge crew.
No, I was at this party, and I'm like going, hang on, he looks familiar. I was talking.
Did you
to him.
ask him where Amanda was?
I was talking to him, and he's going. because it was that, and I said, oh, because I was with a couple of people and going, oh, are you living here? Yeah. He says, I'm working on this show called Revenge. I went,
Oh, just this show, no big deal.
of course you are. And then I sort of, I made a complete fool of myself because he was kind of there. And I was here with the drink, and I tripped over this other Japanese lady who was very, and I went, bang! Oh my God! And he must have thought I was a complete idiot, and he sort of ran away from me after that.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
So we don't know where Amanda's at.
No,
That's great,
no,
Catherine.
he wouldn't tell me anything. I did sort of talk to him later, and he said, but anyway, sorry, that was my stupid
And
fan
what party
moment.
was this?
It was actually, there's a very famous Japanese pop star called Yoshiki, and it was a launch actually for him, and he's one of Yoshiki's best friends. So it was at the Soho House.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
Okay.
nice.
yeah.
Very
Nice,
nice.
Kathy. You're always
Very
going
nice.
to the hip hot spotter spots.
So, this is a flashback episode. That's a good question. Why wasn't Takeda introduced?
Yeah,
then?
that's what I was waiting for.
Because you know
No,
what?
because
it's
I think-
season 1.
No, I
What?
think. Well, first off, you made a great point, Dorinda, because you come from this world. She's like, you said this is an expensive episode. So to
Yeah.
add him in as well, you
Yeah,
didn't need
it was a very expensive
It
episode.
would have been too
Everyone
much.
was in it, plus
Yeah.
some.
And I think they needed that innocence from Emily, then to go to Takeda. You know what I mean? I don't think you
Yeah.
could have had all that in this
You're
bit
true.
of time.
That's
Well,
true.
with all of our different opinions on this episode, I'd really love to hear all your opinions out there as viewers on our after show. So if you can kindly go to our iTunes page and rate us and comment us 5 stars preferably if you feel we deserve it. We'd greatly appreciate it because it helps us out and we could provide more for you. Yeah.
There we go. And tell a friend. By the
Tell
way,
a friend.
I do have some good news. You know, we're doing a big
Yes.
statistical check here at AfterBuzz. You know, who's downloading, what countries, how many people. And it's really eye-opening to see the numbers, to say the least. And that's without official promotion and simply because we tell you guys to tell a friend, and it's
Right.
because you guys do tell a friend. And so it's really garnered results, so please continue to do that. It really,
So
it's
what-
the easiest way.
What
So-
countries?
Well, countries, we
I'd love
got
to know.
Germany, we got Australia,
Yay.
Canada, Mexico. I was going to say Mexico, but that's no
Because I think
Mexico.
Australia's only up to like episode 7 or 8, so
Yeah.
they're a little behind.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
Ireland and England just picked it up.
Yeah.
So it's going to
Wow.
start
Oh,
airing in
wow.
Ireland and England.
Yeah, but can I just say something? Like, I know whatever, it's probably not good to talk about it, but like, I even remember when I studied abroad in Spain, like, all the kids there used to watch Lost. Everyone here knows I'm obsessed with Lost and was obsessed with Lost. But when I was over there in 2009, like, all the kids there would watch it online and just get it. I mean, I don't think it was legal, but they had websites that put all the episodes up. But anyway, so like even if it's not on air there yet, most likely there's demand for it and people are still watching it anyways. Because I have friends in Europe that are watching Revenge that comment on my Facebook and are like, "Oh my God,
Nice.
Revenge!" You know what I mean?
Do they watch the after show?
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when
There
they
we go. We've
when-
told some friends.
When yeah, seriously, I
But we're
tell my
ruining
friends.
it for them because we're way ahead.
That's awesome.
No, but that's what happens. Like, I have really good friends in Spain, and I know when they see that stuff, they always let me know, "Oh my God, like, I love Revenge." And so they're watching it over there. And I think there becomes a demand for it, even if it's not on TV, and that's when they
Well,
bring
I
it.
demand Jack to cut his hair.
Oh my God, that was
that
embarrassing.
flashback
let's talk
was
about Jack.
funny.
Seriously, was that a 2002 haircut?
Yes, that was in 2002.
Yeah, but it looked like more a 1992 haircut. I mean,
or wait, it was 10 years past 2002.
No, but I mean, his haircut
no.
did not look very 2002.
No, the haircut looked very Pearl Jammy. Can I say?
Yes.
Can I say
Grungy.
Girls,
Hanson?
yeah, that's awesome. That's
That was,
awesome.
Hanson was like
Yeah.
1997.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Oh
Jack's
my
a
God.
little, Jack was a
but-
little behind the fashion.
He was.
Or, it is a shore town.
Yeah,
And
true.
the one thing I do know about shore towns is like the guys like to wear their hair long.
Like in
So,
California, by the beach.
California, Jersey, the other Jersey people. There's the Jersey
The
Shore
other.
people and then the
Ooh.
Jersey Shore people.
What was that great comment? Was it the father that said something about, "Oh, it's like The Shining here," because I guess it was off
That was
season?
that
That's
was the
funny.
no girlfriend.
The girlfriend said that.
Girlfriend.
Sorry, yeah, that was a
Girlfriend when she's speaking with Nolan. But I really like that. We meet Jack's girlfriend at the time, and clearly
Yeah.
that's headed different directions.
Yeah.
But a nice tie-in because she obviously helps out.
Which,
Emily.
speaking of Jack's girlfriend, can we just bring up the book she was reading at the bar? And I know, Dorinda, you know that book. That's an actual
Okay,
book.
that was funny.
It's a real book, and my mom.
Can we say the name? Say the name, please.
Who Moved My Cheese?
Yeah.
Okay.
By Dr. Spencer Johnson.
Wow.
That was funny that you knew
Yeah,
that. It's like,
I
oh my
know.
gosh, I know that book.
I do.
And so now, Dorinda, what's that book about? Because do you think there's any symbolism in it after you tell us what it's about?
Well, for her, of course, because it really plays into what she did afterwards. And it was published in 1998. It's a motivational book by Spencer Johnson, written in the style of a parable or a business fable. It describes a change in one's work in life. 4 typical reactions to said change by 2 mice and 2 little people during the hunt for cheese. Now, it was on the New York bestseller list. It's been on there since, and it's for 5 years spent on the bestseller list for 200 weeks.
Wow.
Yes, and
That's crazy.
So what year did it come out?
1998.
which makes sense because it was 2000. Yeah, and if it was 5 years, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
You guys,
200
she
weeks.
was conflicted. Remember, she didn't want to be in the town anymore. She wanted to move.
Yeah,
but
and
also,
it was,
didn't you say it was for CEOs and
and a lot
corporate?
of what happened is I know when my mom was going to college, it was required reading actually, and it was all about corporate. They were for people who wanted to go into the corporate world, who wanted change in their businesses, even people who had small businesses. They were giving them to, but it was required reading in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so she obviously has ambitions. As we kind of learn, Jack doesn't. He's happy to stay at the bar, and he's supporting his family.
I
And
don't
we
know,
get-
guys.
Let's not forget Little Deck. Wasn't Little Deck cute? We didn't see him for very long.
Yeah, we got 5 seconds if
Oh,
that.
okay, that was my comment. I was like, we didn't see Declan in
It was
this.
so cute. It was just like how old was he meant to be? Like he was a little
6,
boy.
7,
Oh,
8,
Well,
10.
yeah. Well, if it's 10, they're 16 now, so he was probably about 6.
6.
Yeah.
Okay, is my math wrong? But is that dog like one of the longest living dogs ever?
Yes, remember we used to have
Yes.
conversations about the dog. The
But
dog
I mean,
never
the dog,
ages.
It was 10 years ago. And
Yeah.
he was a grown up.
I'm gonna make
It's
a
the same
prediction
dog.
right now. That
What?
hole that she is digging is for Sammy.
Don't say
No,
that.
that's messed
Don't say
up.
that.
I know that hole was huge.
That dog is huge.
No, that's just not
But
right.
You guys, though, going back to the book and the girlfriend, I did want to say, I honestly think this opens up to something with the girlfriend being involved with Emily. And, like, them working together in some way. That's what I feel like, because this is so random for her to be brought in the picture. It's just so random to me. Like, she is some way involved in this whole story.
Or maybe just to show that he had a life before.
Yeah.
Like he had a life before.
But she
and
had a
that's-
lot of lines, I feel like, to show that he had a life
No,
before.
but
I think she's done. I think
I'm
this
with-
is the last we're going to see her.
I'm with Dorinda. I think it parallels. That's why when the Amanda came in, and she was bartending and things like that, it brought an air of familiarity. And he's like, okay, I get to restart now. And not only that, now this is Amanda, the girl I've been waiting for, the girl I've longed for since my childhood. This is the perfect fit.
But I also feel like even when we see her in the bar scene, she kind of used the girlfriend to get into that party as like a cocktail server or whatever. So I feel like she could be using her for other things as well to get in with that group.
No, I don't.
No,
I
I
don't
think she
so.
used her how she was going to use her.
Yeah.
She did
that
use
was
her.
it?
Yeah, she used her. And then, of course, they show her listening in on the conversation with Nolan and the father. And then she wants to move. She wants to make more money. You see her kiss Nolan, and she's done.
She thinks
Her character's done.
She thinks he's the ticket.
Yeah.
That's what she thinks. She sees that.
And we don't need a storyline to know he's gay and that ticket's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm done with her. I mean, I'm ready to move on to other characters.
But
We got to talk about the father and what
Yes.
what that happened. So
That was a
you
little good
sound like
chunk
you want
to
yeah,
know.
oh, just real quick, but I wouldn't leave that out of the equation because you never know with
You
this
never
show.
know.
So
my
I mean, that is a
Lord.
You
good.
could be
I
right.
mean,
She
it
could come in
definitely
again.
never know.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
put some
so-
money on the table.
Well, I think
We should make this a betting game.
I think there's always been a tension between Jack and Nolan, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel there always was, and now with this episode we at least I do like it now. Yes, we now see where it stems from, and obviously when someone kisses your girlfriend, that's
Right.
Yeah.
And that could, oh my gosh, that could be her purpose as well.
it could be.
To let us know that.
So
where
we
that
assume
tension
Jack
came
doesn't
from.
know Nolan is gay.
Not at this moment.
Not even today.
Nobody
He
does.
knows, right?
He's still.
No, I don't
Just
think so.
Emily, I don't
But it's
know.
also why I think
Things you do for your
Nolan
friends.
is always trying to be nice to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I believe it's last episode. He said, Declan, now I'm going to pay for your school. So he's trying to make up for these things, and obviously he does the right thing today. But he comes out looking like the asshole.
Yeah.
Where okay, he bought the house.
Yeah.
But it's really the mother,
yeah.
but he gets the shit end of the stick.
Well, yeah, because he didn't. First of all, he didn't realize. I don't think he realized until he got to know them
Yeah.
and like them what he was doing. And then when he realized, he went to the dad. He said, "We can do this," and he's like, "Well, I can't because my wife now wants half of everything. What am I going to do?" And it was only between the two of them. No one else knew what really happened. And I guess he kept. Didn't the dad say you can't say anything because then they'll know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that the mom left.
So he's
Yeah.
Nolan is preserving that image of the mother.
Yeah, exactly. Which is
God, Nolan is so loyal. It's
yeah,
crazy.
and he.
will do
Well, we've
anything
talked
to
about it
please.
hundreds of times.
Well, let's move on because we're gonna be here forever if we don't.
Don't you want to be here forever? God.
I do, but Ronnie shuts this place down. Why don't we talk about Mother's Day real fast? I feel like if
Mother's Day?
Victoria was a better mother, I'd get her a mother's gift.
What would
Mother's
you
Day.
get, Victoria?
Oh,
if she
and
was your
where
mother?
would
Both
you get her
sides.
gift?
Exactly.
I don't know exactly what I'd get her, but I know there's a lot of selection on Amazon. So I'd probably
There you
go there
go.
first and kind of
Wow.
see what's
There you go.
I'd
That was good.
peruse. But the cool part is now, if you're gonna get, you definitely want to get something for Mother's Day. But instead of going to Amazon directly, go to AfterBuzzTV.com. There's an Amazon banner. Click through it, then purchase. And what that does is, it doesn't cost you anything extra, and you're actually supporting AfterBuzz TV.
Whoop, whoop.
We get a percentage of that, and that's awesome. So
And it
your
goes
mom
back into
gets
Even
a
if you
gift.
want to buy 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh yeah, everyone's into that book right now. So if you
that's-
want to get
that-
that,
Well, because SNL did the sketch. Wasn't there
A sketch.
about Amazon?
Yes.
Was it
Yeah,
Amazon?
there was an Amazon because yes. Anyway, I was going
Look
to say
that
I
up,
brought it
subject.
up,
guys.
so I was trying to just.
Is that the new who slid my cheese? What's the name of that book?
Who slid my cheese?
my teeth.
That's like what kind of a title is that?
Slid my
Go on
cheese.
Amazon,
but
go on
here-
Amazon and get that book.
honestly though, you guys get better deals on books, especially on Amazon, anyways. Because I was just looking into 2 books on there, and it was way cheaper on Amazon than in the store.
I just got
Just-
some from Amazon.
And you don't have to get, you don't have to go anywhere. That sucks when you have to go somewhere. You don't want to go there. You just
You
wanna
want it
click.
delivered? Come on, like food, right to your door.
So let's talk about the young Frank.
Okay. Who still looks like the old Frank.
Yeah, well, yes.
He didn't
Same,
change.
Frank.
Yeah,
He didn't
it's-
change.
Yeah, and still don't like him now.
No.
And then, or
I
then
was
and now.
always-
He was always nasty.
I thought it was really funny in this episode, again validating the relationships when Frank was in the room with Mr. Grayson and he was like, "Well, isn't Victoria a suspect?" Because he said you're a suspect too, or whatever in this whole card deal. And he didn't respond to that, meaning he's totally on Victoria's side and sides with Victoria. It's like the funniest thing. This guy's like in love with her.
Yeah, I
And
think Conrad
obviously we saw
definitely.
that.
I think he definitely senses that feeling.
Yeah, it's funny, and it's like, and then he was stuck in the awkward situation with Lydia and Conrad. Which it's just so funny. It's so funny to see this and then reflect back on the episode that we saw where Frank was hitting on Victoria in the kitchen randomly in her house when there was animosity between Frank and Mr. Grayson and Victoria. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he wasn't supposed to be working for them anymore.
Oh, well, it was his last ditch effort.
Yeah, it just shows like how he feels about her in so many ways. Obviously.
Yeah, and it just, Lydia just disgusts me.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
feeling her
just-
much.
No, but
I
actually, I did like what she said to Mr. Grayson. She had mentioned that she didn't lie to the courts because of the money. She lied to protect him. And he looked
you
in
like
the
that?
look in his face. No, because if you watch the look in his face, it was like, oh my God, like somebody is actually here for me and not for the outside physical perspective that everyone, like what everyone else wants and sees. Everybody's so materialistic, and she wasn't about that. She was like, I care about you, not your money.
Then she wouldn't have taken the money.
No, but regardless, like I don't know what the real situation is.
Here's what I think it is. I think
like identified.
I think
with
he
that for
knew he
once
was
in
going
his
to have
life.
sex with her that
And I'm
night.
gonna let you guys table this. I think he respects someone who's gonna keep their mouth shut or show loyalty thanks to money. But if he can go beyond that and show loyalty because of him, then you're on
It's
his
kind
team.
of like mafia. It's like, you know what I mean? And you see all the people that are loyal to each other.
There is
you know
no
what I mean?
mafia.
They are a mafia, the Grayson mafia. That's what I was thinking when I'm watching the show. I'm like, this is the mafia. It's the Grayson.
Well, again, now they have Ashley too, part of
My
Conrad's mafia.
goodness.
But the thing about it is like you find out tonight why she did what she did too, and it just I don't.
Why? Who
Lydia?
did what? Who did?
Why Lydia did what she did. Like that showed you why she did. She did it because she had a thing for Conrad, and then
Oh,
this
definitely.
and then it goes to show that this thing was going on for 10 years,
Which we didn't know.
Ugh.
And it,
Didn't
you know
know that.
that just reminds me of every like situation, like when you watch those specials on television about like people in jail and these horrible crimes, and the people that love them, that defend them, or like still stand by their side after all this stuff they've done, and it just makes me think about how crazy people are sometimes.
Yeah, and you know what else is crazy?
That you're
She
willing to go to that
pretends-
extent.
She pretends to be Victoria's friend. No matter what we think about Victoria or whatever,
So
she
messed
really does think that Lydia is her friend. Like up until she
totally
finds
reached out to her
Reached out,
tonight, and
yeah, ugh.
I mean, you felt Victoria, you know, and yeah, it's
I
like
wouldn't
little
want
did you
Catherine,
know.
what are your thoughts?
Best friend to live next door.
Well, I mean, I think with Lydia, I don't know. I think Conrad is still really calculating if he can sort of get her on side in terms of an affair as well. He knows he's got her loyalty. So I don't know how much Conrad is really sort of impressed by the fact that,
I saw his face light up when she said,
well,
I
you know,
did
she's
it
a good-looking
for you.
woman. She's a good-looking woman.
Yeah, but
Why wouldn't he?
she didn't need to say anything then.
No.
Just keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean?
I don't think Conrad has any sort of soul to be like. I mean, he's
Or
kind
standards.
of. That's what I mean. I don't know. If it's like I think it's like he's an opportunist. So it was
Yeah.
like if this woman's going to say I did it for you, he's going to.
But I think he finds what he can't find in Victoria in her. And that's why I think he valued that relationship for so long.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
like it was just a 1 minute thing.
And speaking to your point about the 10-year thing, I think it just goes to show how, they're constantly going to be plagued by this one incident. Why? Because, they're in the wrong, and so it's always going to be a part of their life.
Well, it's the devil's nest.
Yes.
And the whole thing is, no matter all these people conspired and did this one thing and destroyed this one family, so they can't really ever break away from each other.
Yeah.
They really can't.
That's true.
And it's like a cesspool.
I never thought of it like that.
that I was actually feeling overwhelmed watching their New Year's Eve party where everyone that was involved was.
I thought it was
I
interesting.
felt
There were
uncomfortable.
so many people, and to just see her remember all of the names and have the flashbacks of when she was a child, and actually put a face to the name and how it related to her when
That
she
was
was younger.
interesting, yeah.
It's like, oh
Yes.
gosh, there were so many of them,
Oh, yeah. Like,
so many.
And what David Clarke would see in Victoria is beyond me. Why did that even happen?
A
That
nice
makes me
pair of
so
rag. I don't know. What do we?
no.
Like they're
Well-
so opposite, and like he's so you could tell he's like the innocent, like taken advantage of. That's what he seemed like to me. That nice guy.
I can see it though. Did you see it? Yeah, I saw the moment that it happened.
Yeah.
It was like that. He was talking
There was
about
definitely a connection.
he was talking about Amanda, and she fed into that.
Yeah.
Oh, and plus when he said he bought the house because he felt it.
Because that's
You
another
know,
thing.
they
like-
don't buy houses because they feel
Feel it,
something
yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
They buy it because they have the money and they're trying to acquire,
Right, but this also is what I'm saying about how Conrad was interested in Lydia. Same thing. Victoria was interested in David Clarke because he had the things and the qualities that Mr. Grayson didn't have, Conrad didn't have, or doesn't have. So she relates to those things with him, the family, because Conrad's business. So it's like complete polar opposites of people, and they're relating to these people for what they don't have.
Well,
They're
also,
looking for what they don't have.
Victoria, she dated the artist before Conrad.
Yeah.
And that was a failed thing because he's an artist and couldn't really support himself. Whereas David had found the way of basically having a family, but also being successful. So he's found that nice equilibrium, and that's what she was latching onto, I think.
Well, I think she admitted, was it last episode, that, you know, the Conrad, she went into a loveless marriage. So
Yes.
she
Yes.
never had any feelings for Conrad. So,
Right.
of course, if she's attracted to the artist and then she's attracted to David Clarke, that's a real chemistry and a real connection, which she never had with Conrad. So that's
Right.
That's obviously what she's feeling with David Clarke. There's a chemistry that.
But
she
at
never
the
had.
same time, they've been together for so long. Like, why don't you just split up already and just keep your, like, they, you know, they know what they did. Keep that to themselves, but split up.
Because that's the whole
no,
story.
it doesn't
Everything
work.
that
Yeah,
they do
you
drives
can't.
them closer
Yeah.
together.
You can't because of
Yeah,
what they did.
I don't think the writers
But-
are going to go that
Right
route.
there.
Yeah, and if you ever notice, especially with people who do have money, and I'm talking about the money that they have, you don't split up
'Cause you can't
there's-
trust anybody.
You can't. A, you can't trust anybody. B, there's way too much to lose.
Yeah.
And C, if you can go about your business and not having to break anything up, why split?
But also, there's a lot of relationships where they do split because the other person wants money.
Well, yeah, and that's the point. But
themselves.
for them, she won't leave because A, now they have kids.
Yeah.
B, because of money, and those I think are
they're sort of
interchangeable.
marriage
But they are
Convenience.
threatening right
Yeah.
now. She is trying to get a divorce from him, and she's already pulled out all her like assets, and she's spoken to
Well,
lawyers.
look
How
Now,
complicated it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but in the same sense, she's also doing it. She's like,
Yeah.
you know, she's screwing them right now with
Vice
the
versa.
FCC and
Exactly.
everything
She's
else, and
trying
the
to
FBI
get-
Now.
Yeah.
Now.
In the current episode, not tonight's episode.
No.
Exactly.
But I think it was the last episode or the episode before when she was talking about this whole David Clarke scandal happened because, I mean, if they didn't protect themselves, they would lose everything, and she wouldn't have any money, and she would be raising a son by
that's what he threatened
by
with her.
herself,
Yes,
exactly.
and her husband
Yeah.
would be in jail, and she married for that, so she's not about to give that up. Having all the money in the houses is more important to her than having
Well, also
a
she's
family.
got also she's got a daughter and a son, so she had to consider that at that point
Yes.
too. It wasn't just about her losing the money; it was
Meanwhile-
about
Their whole
what would
lifestyle-
happen-
all of them. The
and what
lifestyle would
happen
be
to
gone.
her kids. So I think that obviously played into why she betrayed, David
Meanwhile,
Clarke.
it's like one of the kids' father was the freaking person they framed, and that's.
Let's talk about Treadwell because
He's funny.
he started this whole thing.
He is
with the-
super funny.
Love it. Though
His liners were good.
He's like a
what
breath
he
of fresh
did,
air
yeah.
sometimes
Yeah,
when he comes
right?
in. He's so
But even what he did cost a man his life, but we still love him.
Oh God.
with a little New Year's Eve kind of little thing he was
yeah.
wearing. That was really cute.
And his remarks, like the things that he would
Yeah.
say, are so like just throwaways, but perfect throwaways. Like even when he was talking to the psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Oh, did you read my? No, why would I read that? He was like, "You're a hack," basically.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I just loved everything about him and the way he was almost kind of like not the court jester, but almost like the court
Yeah.
jester tonight.
No, I think
Like
I think he was actually more of the puppeteer because he knew
Yeah.
he
Yes.
planted the whole
Planted the
seed
note,
of,
yeah.
of the note, and then he's like, now you
See
guys
what
do.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want?
Oh no, that's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, that to see
Yeah.
what happens. Yeah, he played.
I don't think he at all thought that someone was going to die over that.
I
You
think
think
he was.
you think he thought someone was actually going to
it
die?
No,
adds
I don't
to
think
the
he
story.
thought
He
that.
probably didn't think that, but I think everything just kind of adds to the drama for him. So he's a writer. It's all part of the story for him.
He's just in the right place at the right time, also,
Oh yeah.
with the right people.
Well, I mean, you put out a note like that, you're bound to get trouble. I mean, you can't do that and think, oh, nothing's going to happen.
And that's the point. And,
Yeah.
and to your, he
Yeah.
is writing a new book
Yeah.
at
Right.
this point. And again, he knows these people. He knows that what they're capable of, and maybe he didn't know that there was going to be a death, but certainly he knew something was going to happen,
Yeah,
and
of
let it
course.
happen.
Of
And there's
course.
my new
Yes.
book.
Yeah, that's
You know?
right.
Yeah, it's almost like let the
I mean,
chips
he
fall
knows
where
he's
they
playing
may.
with pretty
guess.
deadly people. Come on, he's not that innocent. So
Right.
something's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, and I think he wanted to see how far they would go.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, and I think that also too, he wants to find a way to get them. That's also what it is, because he knows in the first book he really didn't tell the whole truth, and I think even when we saw in the 2 episodes before this. You can tell the guy just wants to tell the truth, and no matter how.
But that's what he's kind of doing in the present day now.
the
right?
present
with
day.
his blog and
with the blog and
Yeah,
everything
he
like
succeeds.
that.
I mean, he
Yeah,
He definitely gets his revenge on the Graysons. Definitely.
But also, it's because the truth is more juicier than not the truth. You know what I mean?
It's another story.
Yeah,
another
it's
reveal.
a lot more deep too. So, a lot more to talk about.
And I like how she told him that he was despicable.
He said
Me
that was
too,
a
that was
compliment.
funny.
He said, "Oh, that's a compliment coming from you."
Yes,
That was a great line.
favorite quote.
It's so right. It's like, really, you're gonna call me despicable?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
like let's see what we're talking about, really.
But it does cost poor Roger Halstead his life.
Yes, which was very sad to see a man, because we haven't seen, honestly, throughout this whole series, we really haven't seen any one person who's been totally destroyed by keeping the truth to themselves. And this was the first person we actually saw where the truth basically destroyed him. Like even before the incident happened where he died, he became an alcoholic. He didn't want to sit by these people. He didn't want to be around these people. But he was forced to be with these people because of the lies.
But they said, but what I didn't get is that he was in that note that David Clarke wrote in his journal that he was forced to keep the secret. But why? Did they
Because
sort
he
of
worked for the company and he can't speak out.
But why couldn't he have if he really
Be
wanted
killed.
to?
Why couldn't he have what?
If he wanted to tell the truth, he obviously just didn't have the courage to.
Well, yeah, because he'd probably be dead
Yeah.
before he could try.
Yeah.
Because knowing them, like, look how far they've gone and what they'll do to protect their name.
You guys, I know how he put the note in her pocket, but I thought did he put the note in her pocket before he knew she was Amanda?
No. She announced that she was Amanda as soon as she brought the bottle of whiskey or whatever it
Right,
was.
to the pool. But I thought that they had met. I thought he put that note
no,
in
that
her
happened
pocket.
later.
that happened
Okay.
after.
I was
Yeah,
like,
that
ooh,
happened
when they did that
after.
flashback, I was like, wait,
Yeah,
that was
happened later.
odd.
Yeah, no, they
Okay.
did that right. It actually happened basically a few minutes after when he came back
And
into
he
the
just
house.
got really
Okay.
wasted off that bottle.
Because I thought it was weird that he would just fall into her and nothing happened. That because I even said, did
Okay.
he say something
yeah.
to her?
Yeah,
like, did
I remember you
something,
said
you know? So it was, and when she read the letter, it's heartbreaking because
It's sad because he was going to
gonna
help her and he wanted to expose them somehow. I think he's so fed up and done with the lies.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I mean, he was
yes
destroying
and no. I mean, he obviously didn't have the courage to go through with it, but
then,
had
like, having
someone,
her, yeah.
had someone willing to do it.
Yeah,
then
because he did say that in the letter.
Yeah,
also,
that
he goes,
she's the one that can do it.
Yeah, because he didn't
couldn't.
have the courage to do it, but he
Yeah.
would help her do it because she had the courage to do
And
it.
you know what he said in the letter, that he had a lot of things that he could expose, about each person that was involved. And it's too bad that he was no longer around to like tell his side of the story and like help her out with this. Because it would have been nice to see from an insider's perspective that's still alive and can tell the story, you know what I mean? Because she just has accusations right now. Like, she doesn't have a person that's on her side that's on the inside. Really?
That's true. No, she doesn't. I mean, the only person she has is Nolan.
Yeah.
But he's not.
He's
to
not
Gabby's point,
really-
he's not on the
He's
inside.
not.
No,
on
he's
the
not.
inside.
He's and that's the thing about Nolan's character. He's always someone on the outside looking in. He's never going to be part of that whole thing, no matter how much money he has. He had more money than God, but he'll never be part of that.
But don't you just keep loving Nolan every time? Like even with this show, it was like this guy is
Yes,
just so
that character, it's-
amazing, loyal. I keep sort of just liking him all. I mean, more and more all the time.
Oh, I do.
And everyone says girls like the bad boys, please.
They like the gays.
Whatever.
I'm just talking about
That's
him.
true.
He's just, I'm just talking. And then, what was it, 2 episodes ago with his aunt and, all that backstory, that was really nice.
Yeah,
to
and I
find
think
out
there's
too.
We love
still
Nolan.
more to that backstory.
Well, speaking of which, why don't we really quickly kind of talk about just little things that came up in this episode that obviously we see later on. Like, for example, the whole thing on the New Year's Eve thing. We, obviously the photo comes back into play later.
Yeah.
Now we know where that photo was taken.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So any kind of stuff that you guys want to point out, and feel free to have kind of a rapid fire.
That's a good idea, actually.
Okay. How about when Mason Treadwell gave that picture of David Clarke from the day he died?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
right.
with the killer in the picture.
With the killer A in the picture. And then last episode, they get that picture.
Well, she was keeping
Charlotte
it,
had
right?
it. Yeah,
She was
Charlotte
keeping the
actually
picture.
stole it from her mother.
Yeah, she
And
found it.
then
She went on a little scavenger hunt looking for it.
And then when Emily walked into the room, she saw the picture and took a picture of it. And now she's looking for the man with the white hair. because that's the man who actually killed him.
Also, Victoria, I wanted to bring up this question. Like, how could she let them kill David in jail knowing how much she loved and cared about him?
Does she
That's
know
something
about
I don't
that?
understand.
I don't know if she
I don't think
knows
she
that.
had. No.
Yeah.
But that she also it was the same, like, plot type of thing, like, idea when they did it to the security guy, or not the
But that
security
was
guy.
But that was Conrad did that, not
Yeah.
Victoria.
Not
But
Victoria.
okay, so did Conrad do both situations?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Victoria
Yes.
didn't know
Yes.
about
Correct.
both
Yeah,
situations.
absolutely.
I think if she knew she had been carrying a picture around all these years of David Clarke, obviously, but the white-haired man that killed David Clarke, I mean, I think she would be absolutely heartbroken.
And you don't, so you don't think
No.
she...
And
I don't
again,
think
and
so
again,
at
it
all.
comes
no,
off.
I don't think she knew.
It
No,
comes
no.
off looking as right. The whole thing was that he got, it was a jail fight or whatever. So
Exactly.
she'll never know the truth. I
Oh,
don't think.
I thought she knew that, like, it was
No.
set up.
No, because
No,
it's definitely
no.
because
Please.
Conrad, remember, has that conversation saying we've got a David Clarke situation. So like it's basically that's why it was a repeat of the David Clarke, which he
Yep.
orchestrated. I don't think Victoria knew anything.
But
about
why
it.
would they take a picture of him right before he dies? Like,
No,
come
but
on.
Mason Treadwell said, that photographer
Yeah.
friend of mine who's been following him.
But said he was also a guard in the jail. No. I thought he said another guard in the jail took the picture.
I don't know, but I guess there's this person who's been taking pictures. So he might have been dressed up as a guard too. I don't know, but
Just the photographer dresses up as a guard in jail.
Oh, no, do they allow photographers in jail?
Exactly.
I guess, or
Well,
maybe
just like the
because of
murderer dressed up as...
They had a photo shoot.
I know. Yeah, it looked like a photo shoot. It was nice.
Well, it also could have to do with the book too.
Maybe.
That could have to do a lot with the book.
Yeah.
that
Getting a
Mason
shot of
Treadwell-
him in prison.
Exactly.
Maybe they allowed the photographer
His last
in.
day.
In real life.
You guys, that would be
never-
a great photo for the book. I mean,
Oh, it
his
would
last
be,
day,
but,
moments
like-
before the death of David Clarke. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
that kind of a photo.
Yeah.
But they didn't know it was moments before when he took it.
Yeah.
That's
I
that to
don't
me
think
that
so.
I don't know.
screams this is
No,
a
I don't
setup.
think-
But any other ones before we hit a commercial?
Wait, I wanted you to actually bring up your whole symbolism with the black versus white versus gray.
Oh my goodness,
that
I
was
thought that was a
interesting.
joke.
No, I'm fine.
Oh my
Gabby wants me to
goodness.
say. I will
No,
say.
I think there's symbolism behind everything.
Right,
in
they're called the
writers, right?
Graysons.
You know?
Yes.
And
something else
okay,
happened tonight.
so the sun, right? Gray sun. That those are the two things that make up their name. And who's in the middle of all this? Daniel. He's neither
not
black
black,
nor
he's not
white.
white,
There you go.
he's gray.
So on
it?
that note, Ronnie, why don't we head over to a commercial? We'll come back with some news and gossip.
I actually really like that.
Here we go.
Hey everybody, John Comerford here. I've got my Mad Men with me.
Kevin Undergaro.
Phil Svitek. For all you fans of Mad Men, we're your AfterBuzz TV hosts of Mad Men. Every Sunday, right after the show, 9:30, we're breaking down the episode.
You can also check us out on iTunes and YouTube the following morning.
We're going to get into the imagery, the symbolism, the structure. We give you all the information on Mad Men that the other podcasts out there don't.
Very insightful. You're gonna love it. Check us out. Please.
Hello, everybody. We are the LA Complex crew, and we are here with Andre Fuller from the LA Complex, who plays Caldrick King. And you can catch LA Complex every Tuesday night on the CW at 9 o'clock. After that, come to our AfterBuzz TV show, where we do a recap of the LA Complex. We talk about Raquel, we talk about sex tapes, we talk about, relationships, and you can catch us live at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, AfterBuzzTV.com. If you can't catch us live, go ahead and swing over to YouTube the next day. You can rate, you can comment, watch us. iTunes, same thing. Download, rate, comment, and we would love to hear your feedback, and we love to support guys. So please, please, please support us and support the LA Complex. Buzz you later.
Guys, this is the AfterBuzz TV crew for The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Woo! Don't forget to tune in every Monday night at 8 p.m. to see
Adrienne Barrow,
Deanna Vaughn,
Susan Hahn,
Giselle Ugardi.
Buzz you later!
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Welcome back, everybody. So,
Welcome.
let's buzz about news and gossip, as brought to you by Gabby.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So, news and gossip for May 9th in the world of Revenge. Revenge wraps its season 1 May 23rd, so make sure you are watching 2 weeks from now, Wednesday night. Also, something really interesting I stumbled across. There's some spoiler screenshots from the season finale. Ronnie, if you would, please post some of those up on the
And we gotta play that spoiler alert music though.
Oh, you want the photos or the spoilers?
Both. I want them both.
I want them both.
And you can do them both at the same
gotta
time.
multitask.
Let's do
over there.
9 things at once. How about that? Hold on.
Well, then that means you can do 2.
How about we do improv?
Don't you have Marissa in there?
Alert.
Can't she help?
Spoiler alert.
No, she's doing iTunes.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Awesome. So I stumbled across some screenshots from the season finale, and I thought they were very interesting as Nolan is tied up and bloodied. And apparently, it is said that part of Emily's, what Emily's doing in this last episode is her alter ego's plan. So I'm kind of thinking Emily is going against her natural ways of staying loyal with Nolan and going against Nolan in this episode, in the season finale. And that totally backs up my interview with him when he said he didn't know how it was going to end and how his own character could have been in jeopardy. So
nice.
I'm thinking that something will happen with Emily and Nolan's character and the relationship just based on this. But can we throw those pictures up so we can see?
There we go.
Look at this.
Wow.
But actually, okay, now she's tied up too. But I still think there's something going on between those two.
Okay.
Why are they? Well, okay,
I'll
that's
keep that for
bizarre.
prediction.
Oh, prediction.
That looks like yoga.
And look at oh God, poor Nolan.
All right, that's a more serious one.
So little. Oh, and then Charlotte here popping more pills. That's going to be another storyline in the last episode.
What great parents.
Spit it out. Okay. Spit it out. For those of you on iTunes, Victoria's holding Charlotte's mouth.
Yes.
got
Oh, yeah.
some
Sorry
oxy.
for those of you that can't see. But you guys can actually look this up online.
Who's that?
Oh, that's the FBI agent.
Oh,
the
that's right.
FBI
Yeah.
agent.
Okay.
So there's a lot of juicy things, I think, coming for this season finale. And also what I stumbled across, Mike Kelly, obviously the creator of Revenge, at the Paley Fest in March had mentioned that if we're lucky enough to get a second season, we'll be teasing another giant event that will be resolved in some way mid-season for the second season, followed by the aftermath of that. So there's so many developing stories here, and I think it's really interesting that they already have like their next giant event planned. I wonder what they considered out of this first season, the giant event. You know what I mean? That in itself.
It was the engagement party.
I keep thinking that. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what always
mid-season
comes to my
climax.
head.
Yeah,
the
the
visual is
climax.
the engagement party.
Because that's where they start
That is the climax.
pilot and, move towards that.
Right. And then also, Wednesday, May 2nd, the ratings. For 10 p.m. time slots, Revenge came right under CSI with 7.140 million live viewers. And that was the top 6th in prime time.
Awesome.
Nice.
So
You know what
that
I'm
is my
doing?
news and gossip for you guys.
I get to watch it with you guys, and I already bought my season pass on iTunes for the Revenge.
Did you get S1?
You guys can watch it off my computer.
So the season pass just mean you get to like watch any Revenge episode that's
Yeah,
uploaded
I
to
get all of
iTunes.
them downloaded.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's great.
So
We'll be over.
Love it.
and that is that all?
Yeah, that's it. That's all my
All
news and
right.
gossip for you guys.
Let's talk about
Stay
predictions.
tuned.
And
So we got
now,
2 more
your
episodes.
AfterBuzz
Yeah.
TV.
Well, is it a 2-hour finale or a 1-hour finale?
Well, we have 2 more. Okay, we're here next Wednesday, and then
No,
the
but is
Wednesday
it
after.
finale?
Yes.
I thought, is it
1 or
2?
2 hours? I don't know.
I want to take a guess that it's going to be
Let's
2 because I feel
predict
like that's standard, but
that it'll be
we're not
2.
sure. I'll let you guys know next week about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I do
Look
know
at it.
for a fact that the 23rd is the finale.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a finale, but
Because I was going to be really upset for a minute.
Well,
No,
I
it
predict
Oh no,
that.
but I just wondered if it's a 1-hour finale. Or a
I
2-hour finale.
personally don't like it when it's the 2-hour finales,
neither.
just because, no, because you expect so much in those 2 hours, and yet they drag everything out, and I don't think they need to do that.
I
I
don't
think they
think they will
can
here.
conclude and get enough in the next 2 episodes, and I'd be happy. I will be happy. Just
No, I don't think they will here. I think they're going to answer things, and then there will be a cliffhanger for the next season.
They
Oh,
have to.
for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Okay, so predictions. I predict the dog does not die.
thank you.
The dog will
Dorinda.
live another 10 years.
Absolutely, it'll come back looking the same. Gosh, it was hard to watch the clips for next week and
Well, you
see
see
her
a
all bloodied
grave
and
being dug and all that.
who do you guys think that grave
Man,
is for?
I
Let's
just-
talk about that. You know? That's pretty big.
I am I'm a little confused. I have to say right now, my thoughts are like, whoa, just tonight, trying to put all the pieces together.
I don't know. And those pictures
I'm
what you
I'm
just showed us
confused.
now, and I'm really confused. It looks like some torture chamber they're in.
Right.
I know.
It's like, what? We're turning, what,
You know,
You know what it kind of reminds me of?
Wow.
It's going more into like the girl with the dragon tattoo kind of realm of like, you have Roger Halstead, that's like a Swedish or Scandinavian type name. I'm like, what?
Oof.
And we're trying to solve mysteries and there's torture chambers. So, I don't know.
I don't know.
That movie was crazy.
You know what? We haven't seen the last of Takeda, so
he's
think-
going to come back.
He has to come back.
That's what I think that is.
I don't know though, but
that's my prediction.
this has to
Yeah,
be
because-
somebody she has a lot of hate for
Wait,
her
is
to
this-
say.
you know what'd be
I
nuts?
want to see. I want to be the last person to
This
see
is what
you
I
before
think.
you
I
die.
think that he has something to do with it, and the person that she is choking say, "This is who I want you."
Here's what I predict.
Who's choking who?
If you're gonna have that kind of thing,
choking someone.
if you're gonna predict that, then I think it's gonna be like a V for Vendetta type of thing, where he's gonna be torturing them in order to teach them a lesson.
Oh, I agree with you.
that's
Phil.
But why Nolan?
Focus. You've got
Because
to
Nolan
focus.
knows it's got to focus too, and he's got to commit.
Focus.
But I still
Because
think
he's part of this whole thing. So, and here's the thing. It even goes back to the engagement party. Everything revolves around that engagement party.
Yes.
When they both looked at each other and Emily was looking this way and they both nodded at each other. He's supposed to keep Emily in check, and he is not doing it. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's why he has Nolan too.
Yeah.
And that's my prediction.
Where's Amanda?
Yeah, is she going to come back? What do you think?
I think-
I mean,
Oh,
not
she's
Amanda, the fake Amanda.
No, yeah. She's coming back. Paolo Connor
Oh, yes. Right.
said that she was coming back.
Okay.
my prediction is that I think that Nolan will be working with Takeda in this last episode maybe, and there's going to be another secret he's keeping from Emily. Emily's going to find out, and that grave's going to be for Nolan. But Nolan, I don't think is going to die.
And Catherine, what do you predict?
I don't know. Well, what's going to happen with Victoria, the FCC thing? Do you think we're going to find anything out about that, or what do you think?
Investigation ongoing.
Investigation, yes. 'Cause
More details
we saw a
being
picture of
released.
Victoria with the FBI guy.
I think more details will come out.
Will he squirm out of it somehow?
Well, he could be sleazy too and find a way to use this against for himself. You know, because
Yes.
whenever there's a lot of money involved, people can be easily swayed.
And please, they're actually kind of stupid. Like, I'm sure the FBI has their phones tapped and like they're speaking on the phone and divulging information. So it's like, come on, please.
So, all right, well, it's about time for us to wrap it up. Thank you guys for listening. No, and we're given X amount of minutes to do this show. We try to get in every opinion, and we do it right after the show airs. So we try to cover everything, but time constraints and just the fact that we go up right after, we don't always get to. But the good news is all of these lovely ladies are willing to talk to you off air. And how do they do that, Dorinda?
By Twitter, and my Twitter handle is Lula Cherry Films.
You can call me at 188. I'm just kidding. You can. Oh, I was just kidding. That wasn't 1888 number. Tweet me, and my Twitter handle is at Kimlai Yingling.
And don't they have a website that they got to check out?
Yes, you guys check out Eatin Asian. It's EATINASIAN.com.
Nice.
Great job.
And Gabby?
And no problem. Mine is Twitter, Gabrielle_Loren. And I don't have a cool page like Kimlai, but you can go to my Facebook and I post everything up there. Gabrielle Loren with the number 1.
And Catherine.
I'm still off the grid, sorry.
But you are.
What?
We had our Mad
I
Men
always go to
commercial, and
Catherine,
Catherine
she
wasn't
never
here
has
when we taped that commercial. Catherine is also on our Mad Men
You can
shows.
find me there.
So check her out there. Thank you guys for listening. Follow AfterBuzzTV.com. We'll see you next week.
And go to iTunes and rate us.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.